Hey everybody, this is Mr. On Demand Man with Master Plan. Today we're going to go ahead and do the basic load of Jellyfin up on my server. So you're going to get to see me remote log into my NAS and install a new server program on it and see how Jellyfin works from the get-go, setting it up and getting things rolling. I'm going to go ahead and show this to you and let you guys take a look at, what we got going on. One of the reasons why I use the NAS that I do is because it's really open. I can run any operating system x86 wise that I want. You can run something like TrueNAS, or you can run Windows, or you can run Linux. So one of the issues Jellyfin has is it doesn't run on a lot of proprietary NAS operating systems. If you're looking at a Western Digital MyCloud, or if you're looking at a Synology, which I don't recommend either of those. I don't recommend proprietary software NAS devices. I recommend you use something that's scalable, upgradable, more standardized, because that makes life easier going forward when you're trying to fit parts together and make things work on your network. But if you want to see more information on that, there'll be a link up above that shows you my NAS. I show doing a cleaning and maintenance on it, and then I do another video that shows you how you could purchase for just a few $100s to get started with 12 terabytes of storage, a small form factor computer, and start your NAS journey without having to spend a bundle of money on a NAS. But that being said, this is about Jellyfin. Let's get started. So what I do is I do a RDP, remote desktop connection. This software is built into just about every Windows computer. My server allows me to remote connect to it. That's the local IP address of my server there. I'm going to connect into my Windows server. And this is running Windows 10 Pro right now. It is going to get upgraded to a Windows Server operating system at some point, and I will take you through that journey and what exactly happens during the process of upgrading the server to the Windows Server operating system, because there are issues with running Windows 10 or Windows 11 Professional. When Windows updates come in, it randomly restarts, and then that doesn't always restart all your server stuff. So you have to remotely log in to get everything started back up. You don't really have to do anything but log in, and everything just starts running back up. But you do have to log back into the device for that to happen. You do have to set a password and username on your device so you can do remote connection, because otherwise there's no security. You can't do it without a password and username. But this is a completely different computer. This is my NAS, and this is just a older 8th generation i7. Nothing special about it. It's not running it's not running a lot of RAM or anything at all. So we're just going to do a quick search for Jellyfin, and we're just going to install. Let's go to Jellyfin's free software. So we're going to do download now. I run my Windows server. This Windows 10 Professional is running an HTTP server. It's running an FTP server. It's running a Plex server. You can run so many different server things off of Windows that it's absolutely crazy. Not to mention the backup software, which would be a whole different video that I use. That's called well, I'll just show you really fast, but it's actually called Mirror Folder right here. It's suspended at the moment because I'm going to be, installing this stuff, and I don't have the backup drives plugged in right now either. But the point is, what we're going to do is install this. Now you can see we've got Jellyfin downloads, and we're going to download for Windows, and it'll do Mac OS, Docker, and Linux. So if you want to do a Docker install, that's how you would get around if your NAS runs Docker on one of those proprietary OSs. You could end up setting it up with Docker if you know how to do that. That's a whole separate thing to talk about. Docker's kind of complicated for the majority of people. They don't want to go through the trouble of having to run something inside of their NAS OS to end up running Jellyfin as well. It becomes a kind of a convoluted setup although it will work. And you can do it if you want to. That is one way that they work around not having official apps for those NASs. Personally, I prefer running just straight Windows. Windows tends to be more compatible with just about, there's always a Windows version of the software you want to run. That's one of the reasons why I run Windows. Regardless of all the downsides to performance people will talk about or different things going on, I'm always able to install this server. I'm always able to run whatever server I want, whether it be Jellyfin or whether it be MB or whether it be Plex or whether it be any number of other different types of servers, whether you want a FTP server, HTTP server, or whatever you want. Um, you can do it. Now what I'm going to do here is install, we're going to download this. And this is not an ARM machine, so make sure you know that this is an AMD 64. And for, 64-bit standard was done by AMD, and that's why it says AMD 64. This does not mean you have to be running an AMD computer to be able to install this, nor will there be any compatibility issues if you're running it on an Intel device. So just to make sure you understand that. ARM means things more portable processors. Now Intel's starting to make ARM-based machines that are running Windows, a lot of laptops and stuff like that. So you would install this if you're running a Snapdragon type of laptop and you want to use that as your server, then you would install this version. But we're installing this one today, and we're going to go ahead and download it. Now they have two versions here. There's the zip and there's the exe. I'm just going to install the exe. I don't need to do the zip. If you do the zip, you have to unzip it and then install it. But we're just going to download the exe, no problem. Now let's go ahead and open it. Let's get the full download. There it is. It's still going. Let's let it finish. Then it'll give me the ability to actually open it. There we go. Windows protected your PC. Now, one thing you're going to get is you're going to get Windows Defender telling you that this is an unknown publisher, because it is open source and it isn't. They haven't paid to be authenticated with Microsoft. You're going to get this message. So we're going to say run anyway. Well, we already know it's straight from Jellyfin. It's okay. We know the website we're getting it from. We're not getting it off of some secret download torrent or something like that. Welcome to Jellyfin 10.10.7. That's the version of the server. We're going to hit next, and it gives us a general public license information. I agree. And we're going to install under the current user account, and don't do the service as a service option. That it says it's not recommended, it's for advanced users. No reason to do that. Just do the basic install. That's all you need. We're installing the server software folder location. It's going to just do it in default location. Do not choose any folder that contains other data or media. So let's hit next. Okay, so C program files, Jellyfin server. This has never been installed on this computer before. This is the first time this is being installed. We're going to go ahead and hit next. And we're going to go ahead. The installer will proceed based on the following inputs gathered. Installation folder, it's telling us where it's putting it on the C drive, and the data folder for Jellyfin as well. That's kind of nice that it's making you a program data folder. Hopefully that would be a location where you can actually save the Jellyfin data. Let's go ahead and hit next. I'm not sure about that. That'll be a future video where I go over backing up your Jellyfin server data, because I do want to do that. There's going to be a series of videos on this, so if you want to see all of those videos, subscribe to this channel so you can see the full setup, creating your libraries, etc., etc., going completely through the Jellyfin process. This is just the base installation to get you started. This is part 1. So if you want more information, subscribe, check out the channel, see if it's already there. If this video just came out, it won't be there yet. Be there in the coming days or weeks. There will be more videos going over all of the setup process and the different things you can do with Jellyfin. So One of the things about Jellyfin is it's completely free. So you're not having to pay any money for it, which is a very nice thing. I'm also going to go over installing the Jellyfin, doing the remote connection for Jellyfin. We're also going to go over putting Jellyfin on some Android boxes. So I'm going to show you all of that type of stuff as well for Jellyfin. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Jellyfin server right here on the desktop. Let's go ahead and double click on that. Let's see. Okay, so now we have Jellyfin down here in the bottom right corner, and so you can see Jellyfin right there, and it's down here by the clock now. We're going to go ahead and click on that and open it up. Now, this will be a little bit different if you're running on a Windows 11 machine. Obviously, the icons might be in a little different locations because of the start menu and et cetera, stuff that goes on with that. This wizard will help guide you through the setup process. To begin, please select your preferred language, English. So we're going to hit next. And tell us about yourself, Mr. On Demand, username. So password is required for admin account. So we're going to go ahead and put a password in there. So I set up a password. Next. Add media library. So right off the bat, it's asking you to add your media library. So we can hit plus here and we can go ahead and add a media library. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to add a media library. So what I want to do is I'm going to do shows. And this is one of the most common sections I go to on a daily basis. And I'm going to name it what I have it on my Plex. New episodes. Okay. So what we're going to do is add the folder. And so what I'm going to do is go, and you know what? I'll make sure what drive has the, let's see, new TV is K. So I need to go to K, new episodes. So there is the drive. So we're going to go select K. And then I'm going to go down to new episodes because I don't want to select all of the shows. I just want the newest episodes that I've added because if you subscribe to my Telegram group, you'll see some videos showing actually how I add stuff to my Plex, and stuff goes automatically into this folder when I get new TV episodes. That way it automatically updates the episodes. So this is a section that gets the newest stuff that I've downloaded. It may not always be a new series, but it's the newest downloaded stuff. And then sometimes I get it, I clean it up and I move it. You guys can do your collection any way you want. I'm not telling you got to do it like that. That's just how I do it. Whatever way works for you to organize your content, you do it that way. I'm not here to tell you, hey, you need to do it this way and that way. The only thing I will say is you should have things in folders and organized in some fashion so you know what they are. So they're just not everywhere. So new episodes, enable the library, preferred download language. I'm going to say English so that it defaults to that. Country, region, United States, because that's where we're at. So obviously you would change that if you're in a different country. Let's go to United States. Special season display name, just leave that specials. I don't think that needs to be changed. You can change it if you want to. Doesn't matter. That's for like special things to for shows like outtakes or bloopers or just interviews with cast members, etc. Prefer embedded titles over file name. So I don't want the file names. I want embedded titles. So that's one thing I want to use. Prefer embedded titles over file names for extras. Yes. Prefer embedded episode information over file names. I want to use all of those, and I would recommend that too. Depending on where you get your content from and when you download the file name might not correlate to uh, giving you the right information for the server. Disable different types of embedded subtitles. Allow all. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. Enable real-time monitoring. Changes to files will be processed immediately on supported file systems. Okay. This is going to get stuff from the movie database and the open movie database. It's telling us where it's getting its metadata from. The metadata is the pictures, the artwork, and the information on each episode and each movie that you add to your collection. Automatically refresh metadata from the internet. Never. Every 30 days, every 90 days. Enabling this option may result in significantly longer library scans. I'm going to leave that to never. Metadata savers. Pick the file format to use when saving your metadata. So I check marked the NFO and it made a bunch of NFO files for every one of my episodes and shows. I'm going to leave this uncheck marked because the last time that I did it, I didn't really like having an extra file for everything. I'm going to see if not check marking that works out better than the last time I actually tried Jellyfin. That was one of the things that kind of threw me off of the server itself. Image fetchers, TV shows, fetching settings, the movie database, image fetchers episodes. Yeah, it's going to fetch images from these places. Save artwork into media folders. Saving artwork into media folders will put them in a place where they can be easily edited. Oh, sounds like a good idea. Automatically merge series that are spread across multiple folders. Series that are spread across multiple folders within this library will be automatically merged into a single series. Yeah, we probably do want that because I do have like season 1, season 2 folders inside a folder for the series. So trick play. Enable trick play image extraction. Trick play images are similar to chapter images, except they span the entire length of the content and are used to show a preview when scrubbing through videos. I think I'll skip trick play for now. I'm sure we can go check mark these boxes after. Chapter images, enable chapter image extraction, and you can try this stuff out yourself when you set up. I mean, there's no wrong or right answer to some of these things. It's just your preference. Chapter images, enable chapter image extraction, extract chapter images during library scan. So I'm not really worried about personally, I'm not really worried about chapter images or any of that kind of stuff. Some people like that. They like the chapters and the images. If you do, then check mark those boxes. No judgment. Doesn't make any difference. If I decide I want it, I'll go back in and do that. So I'm going to hit OK. So now it's going to add the new episodes section. Next. Preferred metadata language. Wait. So I'm not adding any more sections to this. So we're going to allow remote connections to the server. And I'll add more sections later. This is just a like get your feet wet, get started, with the server. Enable automatic port mapping. So inside your routers, a lot of routers have what's called UPnP. And UPnP will get information from a server on port routing and do it automatically. I'm not sure if mine will do that or not, but I'm going to attempt it. So I'm going to check mark this because I did go in and turn and add UPnP in my router, which if you've seen my one of my recent videos on your router security, I actually run a pfSense router running on a standard x86 machine running, it's a router, 2.4 gig ports on it, and I mean it was made to be a router, but it was also made to be standard, so you plug a USB drive in it and you load whatever OS on it you want. So you're not stuck with firmware from a company with a proprietary OS in it. Kind of like what I was talking about with the NASs. I'm not a fan of that. I like being able to wipe out a machine and load something else on it if I want to. So if I want to run OpenSense, I can. Right now I'm running pfSense. Not saying that's the best. I'm not telling you which one you should run, but that's just how my router is at the moment. Let's hit next. That's all we need to know. That's all we need for now. Jellyfin has begun collecting information about your media library. Check out some of our apps and then click Finish to view the dashboard. Finish. So this is going to tell me Windows Defender Firewall has blocked some features. Do you want to allow access? So we need to allow access. We need the Jellyfin server to be able to do what it needs to do. So we're going to go ahead and hit allow access on that so that the Windows Firewall opens that up for Jellyfin. Now we're going to get and sign in. Let's try. Invalid username. I just set it up. All right. So let's do MrOndemandTV. Let's see. Do I have caps lock on? Okay, I figured it out. I was doing Mr. On Demand TV instead of Mr. On Demand, so the username for it was Mr. On Demand. So I have the server up and running. I'm logged into the local host, and I am here under new episodes, and I am actually seeing the shows uh, in my on my server. So this is recently added to new episodes right here. So these are things that are in there. Yeah, I am seeing stuff. Let's see. Favorites, nothing under favorites, home. So, I mean, this is the basic getting started for your Jellyfin. And obviously, there is a lot more things we're going to have to go through to get it fine-tuned and to add the content to the server. But this is the start. This is the basics. I got one section added. I got content added. I'm not going to play anything because I don't want to get any copyright infringement on YouTube. But this gives you a quick overview on how to do this. Now, what does this do for you? Now, what you can do is if you've got an older laptop that you're not going to use anymore because you've upgraded to a new laptop, let's say you've got an old Windows 10 laptop that you want to play around with Jellyfin. This gives you the perfect opportunity to experiment. You can load Jellyfin up on that, and you can just hook it up to your network and you can experiment. You can learn it and play with it and have some fun. If you've got another machine, an old tower or something, you can do it with that too. So this gives you the ability to do that. What you also can do is if you've got a NAS, you can load it on the NAS. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you if you're running something like a Synology or Western Digital MyCloud or many other proprietary branded NASs. Now, if you want to know about some really good NAS devices that you can get as well, instead of the small form factor computer way that I went, then you can also do some searching for that and find a NAS that will work out for you, that you will do the job. Unfortunately, that's what throws a lot of people off of Jellyfin, is the fact that it just doesn't have server apps available on a lot of those other devices. Fortunately for me, I didn't decide to go with a proprietary device that's limited. I decided to go with an OS that actually gives you the ability to pretty much load anything that's available out there. And that way I am able to run Plex and NAS at the same time on my server without any trouble at all. In future videos, you're going to get to see remote connecting. You're going to get me set that up with my router. You're going to get to see also doing some fine tuning of the libraries, some special things that you can do with the libraries, and how to customize and make Jellyfin look a little bit different and better. So if you want to see that type of stuff as well, please subscribe and leave me a comment down below what you thought of Jellyfin and the initial setup. It wasn't really very hard. So hopefully this helps some people out. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, everybody, you have a wonderful day and enjoy everything that you got going on. And if you need any help and have any questions, feel free to let me know down below. Join the Telegram group and DM me in Telegram. I'll be happy to try to help you out. See you next time. Bye.